All right, we have here a article, really exciting stuff. Title of the article is "Visualizing the Death of Cash Transactions Around the World." And the visual was provided by visual capitalist Nick Routley. So article begins, as credit cards and digital wallets, example Apple Pay, Paytm, Alipay, see increasing adoption around the world, the share of cash being used in transactions is plummeting. The chart below, as you can all see in the video, looks at cash as a share of transaction value in selected countries at three time periods, 2019, 2023, and 2027 projected. So highlighted in red is cash's projected drop from 2019 to 2027, so percent-wise. So this data shows the death of cash comes from WorldPay's Global Payments Report 2024. So where cash is king for now. The prominence of cash for use in transactions is dropping in every country measured. This includes countries where cash was the preferential method of payment in point-of-sale transactions. One clear example is Nigeria. In 2019, over 90% of transaction value was still in cash payments. That number has now fallen to 55% today. Cash is still the leading payment method in Nigeria and a handful of other nations, but current trends indicate that this may not be the case for much longer. For now, cash also remains the leading method of payment in various South American and East Asian countries. Below is a full list of countries included in the report, along with the cash's share of transaction value in those countries. So, Nigeria is 57% cash, Thailand is 46% cash, Philippines is 44% cash, Japan is 41% cash, Mexico is 38% cash, Spain is 38% cash, Indonesia is 38% cash, Vietnam is 38% cash, Germany is 36% cash, Peru is 35% cash, Colombia is 34% cash, South Africa 33% cash, Turkey 33% cash, Poland 32%, Malaysia 32%, Saudi Arabia 29%, Argentina 27%, Italy 25%, Taiwan 25%, Brazil 22%, Chile 22%, Ireland 18%, India 18%, UAE 17%, Belgium 16%, Singapore 15%, US 12%, France 12%, UK 10%, South Korea 10%, Hong Kong 9%, Denmark 8%, Finland 7%, Netherlands 7%, Australia 7%, China 7%, Canada 6%, New Zealand 6%, Sweden 5%, Norway 4%. So, where the death of cash is already a reality. In some places, cash payments are already a rarity. This includes Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and most Nordic countries. The report predicts that France, Singapore, South Korea, the UK, and the US will fall below the 10% transaction value threshold for cash by 2027. So there you go. In the order, so Nigeria is still quite cash intensive. Thailand, for those that have been, the QR codes are everywhere, but they're still saying that around almost 50%, 46% is still cash. Philippines, similarly, 44%, and the list goes down from there. So at the bottom of the list, meaning the least amount of cash, is Norway at 4%, which means that 96% of all transactions in Norway are done either with QR or cards or what it may be. Sweden at 5%, so that's 95% non-cash. Very interesting article, very revealing. The visual is really quite aesthetically pleasing as well, so good job to visual capitalist Nick Routley. And it's good to comment on that. I think that, when it comes to CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, Nigeria is trying to get on top of that. So they're trying to remove cash from their economy in a way and force everybody to use their mobile phone, and then work with the CBDC ideally as a monopoly, just as cash was or still technically is for most domestic countries, using the bank or the central bank of that nation. So at least in Thailand, though, it's technically in the books that it's illegal to transact in cryptocurrencies as if it were to replace the Thai baht, but it's okay to trade like as if they were commodities between cryptocurrencies. So case in point, a lot of the flourishing cryptocurrency exchanges that are fully regulated in Thailand and backed by the government, in addition to mining facilities, Bitcoin mining centers, and all the rest that exist throughout Thailand. So it's a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to this article, but it seems that between hardware and software, Nigeria's got a lot of catch up to play. And it seems really surprisingly for those who have not been to Northern Europe, some of these countries, it seems that cash is really almost non-existent, and it would be almost awkward to be using cash, which is quite surprising. So interesting article, fun to read it and explore it and learn together. And looking forward to more great articles from Nick at Visual Capitalist.